legend here as a high school football player, went on to Notre Dame to win the Heisman Trophy, and then to Green Bay under the legendary Vince Lombardi. Hall of Famer, just one of the many former Louisville greats on hand tonight, hoping for a big comeback in the second half. Howard Snellenberger says he's never liked Notre Dame. He played on the same team with Horning because they recruited Horning and not him. Tennessee will get the ball to start the second half. Dale Carter, the very dangerous sprinter, got to the outside and got near the 30. Let's get down to the sideline right now and Jerry Punch.
Guys, an optimistic note in the Louisville locker room at halftime. Defensively, they're pretty well pleased with their play, although they don't want to get beat deep in zone coverage. The free safety has to be very careful, and also they need to watch the fullback. Tennessee using their fullback to their advantage here. Offensively, they have to watch their technique inside the 20-yard line, and they got to be very, very careful not to let Tennessee come in a hurry. They got to change the snap count a little bit and put them sort of out of rhythm. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Jerry. And let's see what if Tennessee starts the second half the way they ended the first with some power football. And they'll try with Hayden on the ground, and he dives forward across the Detroit. First half stats, Louisville actually wins in first downs, has a better passing percentage. But the rushing yards, especially in that last drive for Tennessee, and 75 yards out of their passing yards came on the one play to Pickens.
Big statistic is they dodged the bullet with the 2 turnovers.
2nd and 7. Play action by Kelly. Dumps it off. Hayden out of the backfield. Keeps his feet to midfield. Finally stopped by Ben Sumter, the right outside linebacker, but it's a gain of 18, and Kelly showing some poise there.
Stops that come in about 15 to 18 yards deep.
2nd and 8. Kelly straight back to throw. Looks for a secondary receiver. Loose ball. And Louisville has it at the 47-yard line. Brevin Smith, number 52 out of Orlando, Florida, fell on the loose ball. The 3rd turnover by Tennessee.
Brevin Smith's at the right place at the right time. He's a defensive lineman involved in pass rush right at this point. He comes off. Again, when you play a lot of zone coverage, there's going to be people open, but what you have to do is break on the ball, make the tackle. Brevin Smith recovers the fumble.
Kenneth Campbell, the young fullback, dropped it after he made the catch, and another break for Louisville, but they have to do something with these breaks. Run the option. Boykin. And now the Cardinals facing 3rd and 9 at their own 48-yard line. Braun again with good time, steps up, throws, and throws it very wide of Randy Wyatt, who was open at the 30-yard line.
And he's just going to have to coach him and bring him along. And that's what it's going to take, time.
So another wasted opportunity by the Cardinals, and Dale Carter is deep to receive Wilkes-Myers' punt, which is a mortar shot, a mile high, and fair catch made at the 12-yard line. So Tennessee, the team that was 2nd in the nation in turnover margin a year ago, has turned it over themselves 3 times tonight.
Vol fans, if your blood's orange, call this special Vol fan number now. Get the inside news you really want on UT Athletics. Big Orange Illustrated. Year-round previews, reviews, interviews, recruiting news, profiles, weekly football game issues, crammed full of inside info found nowhere else. Big Orange Illustrated. 1 year, 13 big issues for only $29.95. If you're a Big Orange fan, subscribe now. Big Orange Illustrated.
How to live like a mountain man. A true mountain man lives a solitary life, living for nothing more than an honest day's work and the rugged companionship of his fellow mountain men. It's a full-time job, but it does have its rewards, like smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains. Because once a mountain man has his mountains, what more could he possibly want?
Well, here it is, gentlemen. Top of the world. Now, I put my camera here. Your vehicle would face out over the cliffs. What do you think? Look, if you plan to claim your vehicle's as good as a Jeep, you really need this shot in your commercial.
How are we going to get our vehicle up here?
Helicopter.
We'll lift it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Great. Let's go down and make some calls.
Yeah, same thing. It's going to be a great commercial.
ESPN's Thursday Night CFA, Tennessee and Louisville, is brought to you by Jeep and Eagle, a division of Chrysler Corporation, and by Smooth Bush Beer and Easy Drinking Bush Light. 12:44 to go, third quarter of play from Louisville, Kentucky. Tennessee leads by 11. The Volunteers have the ball first and 10 at their own 13. Hayden gets it to the 16-yard line. He's thrown some good passes, and people haven't been able to hold on to him. Hope you'll be with us every Saturday starting 11:30 Eastern, College Game Day. Chris Fowler and our old buddy Lee Corso for a preview of the day in college football. Another Louisville alumni. Next Saturday, we have two games for you, 12:30. Hawaii against number 15, Iowa. Wyoming against number 12, Colorado. Of course, Lee Corso was very successful as a coach here at Louisville. And there he is, 28-11. Anybody will take that. 3rd and 6. Pressure on Kelly. Gets away. Throws and complete at the 35-yard line to Pickens for a first down.
Running the ball so well, they're just overpowering the Louisville front. Now you got to gamble if you're the Louisville defensive coordinator, Ty Smith.
Hayden, 7 carries, 30 yards. One of 3 tailbacks Johnny Majors has used. Kelly looking all over the place and makes a very wise decision and just throws the ball out of bounds. That's what you expect from a senior.
Johnny Majors told us again last night you want balance. He'd like to have great balance. Run and pass. His running game has been very good tonight. Passing game off a little bit. You know, Mike, Tennessee wanted to get out of this game. They never, like a lot of teams, they'll schedule an away game. They never thought the year 1991 would come. But so they tried to buy this game back to move it to Knoxville. But Bill Olson, he said, no way, we're keeping it here.
Kelly, 7 out of 13, 129 yards. Hayden on the draw. Very close to another first down at the Louisville 43. Telecast of our Thursday Night CFA package for you. Got some outstanding games, as well as this one. Tennessee leading 14-3. And Mike, I wanted to ask you about one thing that we brought up at the beginning of the game. The emotion that Louisville had to their advantage and all the adrenaline these players are going to get. Well, that's gone.
Sometimes you can spend it quick. And Tennessee, the more veteran ball club, is paced themselves well. Louisville just doesn't have enough depth to substitute people in the defensive line and linebacker.
Kelly, 5 men in the pattern. Chased. And Kelly slides in safely at the 38-yard line. Excellent coverage by the secondary of the Louisville Cardinals. He went to a double wing, double slot setup, sent everybody out, and couldn't find anyone.
Crowd wanted a clip. As Andy Kelly was scrambling, it appeared that there was a clip in the offensive backfield that was not called.
It is 2nd and 6, 9:40 to go, third quarter. Campbell is the single setback for fullback. Kelly goes to the air again, completes this one to his tight end Mark Adams out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Throughout his career has always seemed to call plays opposite of what the defense is looking for in this situation. But this time, Kelly will want to go to the air, dumps it off. Down to the 42-yard line. Tavio Henson back in there, Kelly and Cavallo. That was Von Reeves, the big tight end, checking in. Once again, double slot. Kelly with a pump, rifles over the middle, and this time Pickens can't hold it. Standing inside the 50.
They force you to keep your defense on the field when they do this, so you really don't have a return on.
Nice high spiral. Buchanan calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 13-yard line. That is a very effective play. We've got a timeout with 8:19 to go, third quarter, after the 28-yard punt and no return.
It's never...
Easies. And they're the kind of pants that feel great for doing just about everything, or nothing at all. Because Hager Easies are cotton. So no matter what you're doing, you can feel comfortable just being yourself. Hager, a feel for America.
State Farm sells life insurance. In fact, we've been there protecting hopes and dreams for families for over 60 years. And we're there for your family today with the life insurance value you're looking for. You see, the cost of State Farm life insurance is among the lowest in the industry. So, you get an outstanding value from a company with a long history of financial stability. Isn't that what you're looking for in a life insurance plan for the people who are counting on you?
Oh, yeah. State Farm sells life insurance.
Quite honestly, we can't wait. Could be one of the great games of the year. Houston at Miami.
I must have had 20 calls in the last 2 days about that game, and I told them, I said, listen, fellas, I'm like a coach. I've got 2 games before I get to that one, so I can't look ahead.
Tonight I'm working with Mike. I work Thursdays and Saturdays, Godfrey. Louisville takes over to its own 13-yard line, trying to get something started on offense, and they have gone to Dawkins at tailback. Tennessee has it, and then it's loose again. Who got it the second time? Tennessee. Gain of 4. The Tennessee defense trying to root on the offense, get some more points on the board. They're up by 11. Kelly draws Stewart. Room to run. Stewart inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Freshman James Stewart from Morristown, Tennessee.
Watch Andy Cully, the middle linebacker, number 62. He sees the drop of Andy Kelly, so he thinks pass, but he has to protect his legs right here. He just gets doubled, and they take him right out of the play. Here's another look. Follow James Stewart, the running back. See all the good blocks. There's the block on Cully. There's the block on Cavallo. Now he just works his way in the end zone for the touchdown.
The point after is good, and Stewart with 7 carries, 65 yards, and a big touchdown as Tennessee has taken a 21-3 lead on Louisville.
Our library's in trouble.
On the outside, handicapped people can't get in.
On the inside, furnaces with asbestos, peeling paint, cracked walls, equipment out of order, and no money for repairs.
Long lines for books, longer waits for computers.
Travel guides from 1974, medical books from 1949. We're 500,000 books short.
You can help. Vote yes to make our library better.
The broadcast networks want to add a 20% tax to your basic cable bill, just so you can watch on cable what they give others for free. Powerful lobbyists for the broadcast networks are working hard to pass a law in Congress that could do just that. And the money raised, up to $3 billion, will go right into the broadcasters' pockets. You'll get nothing new, just the same network TV you're getting now. Write to your senators and representatives or call the number on your screen. Stop the broadcast networks from adding up to 20% to your basic monthly cable bill.
The big game is here. College football on ESPN. It's bad. Quarterback supreme Darian Hagan leads co-defending national champion Colorado against an untamed Wyoming. After Hawaii battles Iowa, it's a live doubleheader Saturday.
It's a jungle out there.
It's college football Saturday on ESPN.
Defensive coordinator Ty Smith. He's got a young defensive team. Last week against Eastern Kentucky, the offense made 2 turnovers. Eastern Kentucky made 2 touchdowns right after. Same thing here. A turnover, they scored. It's a young defense. They're going to have to learn that they really have to stop the opposing offense after a turnover.
Tennessee made 3 turnovers, only cost them 3 points. That was the first turnover for the Louisville Cardinals. Chapman to kick to Ray Buchanan waiting at the goal line. Chapman crushes another one. This one out of the end zone, hit the goal post. Let's check in right now with Chris Fowler. Chris?
All right, fellas, an update from the U.S. Open. Jimmy Connors has won the third set against Paul Harhus at age 39. He is one set away from a berth in the semifinals. Harhus held his serve in the first game of the fourth set.
And Jeff Brom needs to make something happen with the passing game. Play action. Nice move to get away from the pressure. Brom. First down at the 30 to the 31-yard line. Down to the sidelines and Jerry Punch.
Guys, a minute ago we saw defensive coordinator Ty Smith talking to his young defense here at Louisville. What he was telling them is, guys, our motto is play one play at a time. Forget about what happened just a minute ago with the score. We must play the rest of this game. We must find out what we're made of. We're young. We can play with these guys. I know we can. Let's give them a game.
Brom hustles him up to the line of scrimmage. Pocket collapsing on him again. Once again, he scrambles out. Now he wants to throw. He's got a man wide open, and he dropped it. At the 25-yard line, Jose Gonzalez was wide open. Brom delivered it, and he dropped it. Holy cow.
Said earlier, Mike, you can't practice broken plays. They just happen. Watch Jose Gonzalez come off the line of scrimmage. He's on a middle read. He's trying to get the ball down the middle. He sees he's open. He's calling for the ball. He just wants to run a little bit too soon. He took his eyes off the football.
Would have been a huge play for the Cardinals. Big second and 10. Brom dumps it over the middle. His receiver fell down. Dawkins stumbled as he came out of the backfield.
With great success against Alabama.
3rd and 10. Brom under pressure again. Trying to scramble to buy some time. Throws complete. And this time, the big tight end Gonzalez did hold on to it. A gain of 18. And Brom, give him all the credit in the world on that one because he bought the time as Casey Rogers had two different shots at him.
Howard's lucky tonight. He has a scrambling quarterback, so he can stay away from the rush. You see, ducks in, ducks out. This is what he did so well in high school. And that's why it's so hard for him to break. He had such great success at Trinity High School here in Louisville, scrambling around, making plays.
Cardinals ball at their own 49. Brom with time, throws, and once again, Brom, the Kentucky High School player of the decade, not the year, the decade. Here's the delay, Dawkins. Down to the Tennessee 46 by the Cardinals. Comes the blitz. He unloads to Dawkins, slipped the tackle but couldn't stay in bounds. Would have had the first down if he had maintained his balance. What a nice job by Ernest.
Trying to keep the extra defensive back off the field. He's opened up, throwing the football.
He's either going for it or trying to draw him off sides, and he is going. Brom needs time. He has it. Throws deep sideline. Man open. Incomplete. And the reason was Carter, the best athlete on the field, came over and leveled Dawkins.
Dale Carter's a junior college transfer. Been at Tennessee, played last year from Ellsworth Junior College. Watch Jeff Brown. He finds a secondary receiver. He stayed in the pocket. He comes off. He throws. Now watch Dale Carter break on the football. This is a completion. Put his helmet right on the football and caused the fumble.
And Brom has to be terribly frustrated. That was Sean Jackson, number 27, the intended receiver. He has put one ball after another right on the numbers, and his teammates haven't been able to hold it for him.
It was a good series for the Louisville, even though they came up a little short.
Hayden on the delay for Tennessee. Fumble. Tennessee has it back at the Louisville 33. Another first down for Tennessee at the Louisville 33. Hayden again. Power football game, maybe a yard this time. It's now second down and 19. Double slot again for Kelly. And around Faulkner. Slips a tackle, stays on his feet. Faulkner all the way to the 25-yard line. He is out of Richmond, Kentucky, a gain of 17. Hayden is the single setback, the strength of the formation to the right. And Kelly wants to throw. Crosses him up, completes it to Pickens. And Pickens inside the 20. It will be a first down. 98 yards and a touchdown. That came on a 75-yard bomb. Hayden again. This time wrapped up by Cavallo, the outside linebacker. Major League Baseball, a doubleheader comes your way tomorrow night at 7:30. Most of you will see Oakland against Detroit. The Tigers trying to stay alive in the American League East race with all that home run power. And then the St. Louis Cardinals, the surprise of the National League this year against the San Diego Padres. And the Tigers, 3 games back, only 2 in the loss column. Boston still with a chance, 5.5 back, but they only trail by 4 in the loss column. 2nd and 11. Draw Hayden. Slips a tackle. Outruns another one. And the Cardinals finally swarm him, but not until he gets to the 15-yard line.
Tennessee may take a timeout.
And they will stop the clock, and Kelly wants to go over and talk to Johnny Majors, who is coming off back-to-back SEC championships, and that happens so seldom in such a league like this. The SEC just so outstanding, and Majors has done a brilliant job after coming from Pitt. There's the rushing yard story, and really, Louisville had the edge early in the ball game, but Tennessee turned it into smash mouth football at the end of the second quarter when they just decided, let's get something going on the ground.
Well, they have. Take away the big play to Carl Pickens. Everything's been on the ground. They've dropped some passes, Tennessee, but the Louisville defense has been out there a long time in the second half, and early in the season tells a tale conditioning-wise. They haven't been able to substitute. Tennessee substituted backs. They kept fresh backs in there.
2:57 to go, third period. 3rd and 6 for Tennessee. The Volunteers already up 21-3. And a crowd of over 40,000 on its feet, hoping the defense can stop them. Kelly trying to adjust some of his personnel. Stewart is the single setback. Stewart gets the draw. And Louisville has it again. Cavallo made the hit, and Mel Mills made the recovery. The 4th turnover for Tennessee.
Andy Kelly came to the line of scrimmage. I'm sure he had a pass play call. He looked at the front, the linebackers. There was only a 4-1 front. Andy Kelly, the middle linebacker, now comes off the play, almost makes the tackle. Tom Cavallo makes the tackle, forces the fumble. Big turnover for Louisville.
Cully, the middle linebacker, at only 2:23. So Louisville has stayed alive by the fact that they have 4 Tennessee turnovers. But Mike, there reaches a point where if you don't turn those into points, they don't matter much anymore.
No, you're right, Mike. This is, again, Chuck Brown has to get a big play.
They'll keep it on the ground to the tailback Dawkins, who has played both tailback and fullback tonight.
Has to pass. It's an advantage for the defensive lineman.
That's the 4th sack of the night for Tennessee, and Brom has been harried many other times. Dawkins trying to do it on his own. Nothing but white and orange out there waiting for him as he crosses the 15 to about the 17-yard line.
Louisville doesn't recruit offensive linemen. They recruit defensive linemen and then make them into offensive linemen.
Sean Walker, the middle linebacker, is the Tennessee player down.
So I was saying, Mike, they in their recruiting process, Howard Snellenberg has done such an outstanding job here, but when he goes out to look for linemen, he tells his recruiters, don't bring me any offensive linemen. I want defensive linemen. I want to put them on defense. If they can't make it on defense, then I'll move them over to offense.
Well, Penn State gets most of them anyhow.
They get a lot of them.
That's a lot like Buddy Ryan's philosophy about offensive linemen. You can make offensive linemen. You don't have to come up with them.
Well, a lot of people feel like the last stop for a player is the offensive lineman. If you recruit one that can't play, then you have a big manager.
Of course, Tennessee had 2 first-round draft choice offensive tackles last year. 40. Averaged 18 yards a return last year. Unbelievable performance. Wilmsmeyer crushed this one. Carter back at the 28, and he had signaled for a fair catch. when that ball was halfway there, he signaled for a fair catch. It was sort of one of those, oh, I wish I hadn't put my arm up, but I think the official saw me. Then he wanted to run, but the official did see him. A 55-yard punt right now. Let's check in with Chris Fowler.
All right, fellas, a pennant race update now. Toronto is clobbering Cleveland in the top of the ninth. It is 13-1. The Jays on their way possibly to going 4-up over the Tigers, who are trailing Oakland 4-1. Jose Canseco has been ejected for arguing balls and strikes. Third place, Boston, tied with Seattle in the 10th. Highlights on baseball tonight following the game. Back to Louisville.
Tennessee takes over at its own 24-yard line. Hayden. Room to run again up to about the 37, and there's a flag down late in the play. Check that for you. Tackle made by Ray Buchanan, and there is Howard Schnellenberger. Said when he got here, we didn't have a practice field, we had a mud hole. And he built this, literally, this program was built from absolutely nothing. Look at the comparison the first 3 years. He said when he went out to his first practice, he said he thought he had 5 guys on the entire roster that could play Division I football. He said, I was an optimist. We only had 3.
Well, he's got a lot of Norman Vincent Peale in him because he came in here saying he'd turn this program, and he has. The 2 probably top coaching jobs that have been done in the last 5 years in rebuilding situations is Howard Schnellenberger here, Bill McCartney at Colorado, what he turned that program into.
There's a holding call on Tennessee. They'll back it up. It is a 1st and 12 because the ball was marked from the spot of the foul. Kelly on the half roll had it knocked away. Nice job coming over by Derek Hawthorne, who has had a fine night.
Play here in Louisville.
2nd and 12. Kelly with time. Throws short. Completes it to his tight end, Mark Adams. Another loose football. But may have come after the whistle, and Tennessee recovers anyway. Cully and Cavallo again in on the stop. Boy, the ball has been loose several times on Tennessee's side, and you know Johnny Majors just hates that.
First game for Tennessee. Here's the little quick game. See the 3-step drop by the quarterback and the little throw right here to the tight end. Mark Adams, zone coverage, break up, try to force the fumble.
Well, Louisville's put some wicked hits in there tonight to get the ball loose. It's 3rd and 6. Tennessee with 4 turnovers in this game. Kelly dumps it short again, up in the air, it's picked up. That is the 5th turnover. Andy Kelly, the middle linebacker, makes the interception. Are you kidding?
I really think that the lights, again, I said earlier, I think the lights are a problem here. And the other thing is it's a flat surface for a quarterback out there. There's no crown. The receivers are having trouble. Here's Andy Kelly just throwing the safe delay pass. Sets it up. There's the pass. A little too high, a little too close. May have thrown it too hard. Andy Kelly with the interception. Now again it goes to Jeff Brown and makes something happen.
From the throw, guns this one almost intercepted by Tennessee. Breaking on the ball very well, Jeremy Lincoln. And boy, has Tennessee gotten mileage out of track people in their football program. Nearly picked off that time. 2nd and 10 for Braun. Dawkins out of the backfield on a little swing. Dawkins still on his feet to the 25-yard line. And from Louisville, Kentucky, where 11th ranked Tennessee continues to lead the Cardinals 21-3.
I want to fly in business class. My company only pays for coach. So I fly business class for the price of coach. It's called beating the system. Of course, you can't do it on just any airline.
On TWA, when you buy an unrestricted domestic coach ticket, you can reserve a confirmed seat in our business class for the price of coach.
You pay for coach, you sit in business class, and it isn't even your birthday.
TWA's business class. We did it first, we do it better.
It's never too early to learn what's truly important in life. My father used to tell me, son, your home's the most important thing in your life. Whatever else you do, your mortgage comes first, because that puts a roof over your head and takes care of you and your family. That was good advice my dad gave me, and I try to give my son those same basic values.
At Great Financial Federal, your home and your family's security are our most important concerns, too.
If you could reach into your TV, take the picture, and put it anywhere you want, you would discover the miracle of liquid crystal entertainment. The miracle of Shark Vision. Shark Vision's flat picture can be any size to fit any wall in any size room. Enjoy the crystal clear picture from any angle, and Shark Vision disappears when not in use. Liquid Crystal Shark Vision. Big screen entertainment designed for your home.
Has anybody thought about dynamite?
Win a trip for two to the Thrifty Car Rental Holiday Bowl, including 5 days in sunny San Diego. You'll see a great game, visit SeaWorld, and drive away in a 1992 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. To enter, stop by any Thrifty Car Rental location or fill out the official entry form in select Monday editions of USA Today. Or simply print your name and address on a 3x5 card and mail to this address. Round-trip air transportation provided by U.S. Air.
15 minutes to go. Tennessee leading Louisville 21-3, but the Cardinals have a first down at the Tennessee 25-yard line. 5 turnovers for Tennessee. The Cardinals have yet to convert. Ron, 11 out of 20, 106 yards. Over the middle, complete to his tight end, Sept. Ingram makes the stop. What is this hurry-up offense doing?
Does two things. First of all, it keeps the Tennessee defensive personnel, the extra defensive backs from coming in, but also usually you'll just repeat the defensive call, so it's limiting Tennessee what they can do on defense.
Gain of 5. They've only been able to blitz once. Brom on the run, throws it for the end zone. Touchdown, Randy Wyatt. To go crazy. And now it looks like Louisville is out to go for 2.
You have to go for 2 points right now. The score is 21-9. If you can get it to 21-11, now you're within range of a touchdown, 2-point play, field goal to win the ball game. So that's exactly why Howard's going for 2.
Dawkins and Quinn are the running backs behind Brom. The option, Brom got to the goal line and got the 2 points. Just barely snuck in.
Great for Jeff Brom's confidence to get him in the end zone. Here's the play. They flex the tight end out. He's a little slow coming off the ball. Here's the speed option. They took away the pitch. Jeff Brom in the end zone for the 2 points. Puts it within 10 of a Louisville lead to tie it.
And here's the touchdown play.
Jeff Brom again scrambles so well. Howard's not going to, he likes the touchdown, but he doesn't like him scrambling. But here's the pass.
And Wyatt was wide open.
Randy Wyatt has so much speed. Let's go. Here's the pass rush. Up the field, over the offensive lineman. Jeff Brom moving around, finds Randy Wyatt in the end zone. Touchdown.
This game could be much closer if the Louisville receivers had been able to hold on to the ball tonight. Very well while running for his life. As it is, they have closed within 10.
Tennessee's going to have to make some adjustment to that hurry-up offense, and I'm sure they're sitting over there right now talking about trying to get some different calls in between plays.
The other thing, Johnny Majors has probably told him next guy that drops the ball walks home. 5 turnovers. Pickens, 15. Carter, 18, are waiting for the kick. Carter at the goal line, he'll take it out. He has blazing speed. 45-yard line. He led the nation in kickoff returns a year ago, and that is why. But he comes up limping down to the sidelines in Jerry Punch.
A fellow who chartered a plane to be here tonight from New York City, from the New York Jets, Browning Nagel. You were part of the last year's 10-1-1 season. You're going to be pretty proud of your successor here, Jeff Braun.
I'm very proud of him. He's doing a great job tonight. He's coming out showing a lot of poise. The defense has done a great job, and they're down, but they're not out. And I think they can do it.
A lot of confidence here from the man who did it for a number of years here, Browning Nagel. Guys, thank you.
All right, Jerry, thank you very much. And this is a big defensive series for Louisville. Hayden, excellent run, slipping tackles all the way down to the Louisville 45-yard line. Aaron Hayden out of Detroit, Michigan. In his high school career, he only rushed for 4,800 yards and 53 touchdowns.
They keep pounding that left side. Mel Mills had a chance at number 56. He just ran out of the tackle. Made him miss, and that's the sign of a good back who can make people miss. Aaron Hayden, number 24, freshman.
It is second and a yard, and Hayden has gained 74 yards on 13 carries. Campbell, the fullback, very close to the first down inside the 45-yard line. Hill made the tackle. Marcus Hill, the right outside linebacker, converted high school running back. And it looks like they are going to bring in the chains to measure. The Cardinal was something to cheer about. And Kelly signals it correctly. It is a Tennessee first down.
Kicking game early in the season can play such a big factor against you. Dale Carter's return just made this drive.
Tennessee has rushed for 208 yards tonight. Louisville for 75. And Johnny Majors would like nothing better than to see a grinded-out drive here with no fumbles. Kelly. They'll try to run. And hammered as he got inside the 40-yard line. Talk to Johnny Majors, who gives him a round of applause. 12:49 to go in the game. We'll be back in a moment.
Today we'll see if Jack Cassidy is a match for his challenger, the Stork Chocolate Reason, and the fight is on. The Stork Chocolate Reason comes on strong. It's tough as ever, but Jack Cassidy is giving it everything he's got. He doesn't yield an inch. Oh, wow, Jack, baby, you've done it! Jack Cassidy has licked the Stork Chocolate Reason, and now he's enjoying his victory. Stork Chocolate Reason, the Chocolate Challenge.
Dan Larson knows a secluded course where the holes are challenging, but the fees aren't. Now, where do you suppose he'd rent a car? Budget, where every rental passes 25 quality checks and price is not a handicap. The smart money is on Budget. Get a smart rate on a Lincoln. $199 per week, $39 each extra day with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on Budget.
ESPN's Thursday night CFA, Tennessee and Louisville, is brought to you by Subaru. It's what you drive. 12:49 left in the ballgame from Louisville, Kentucky. Tennessee 21, Louisville 11. Tennessee with a 2nd and 5 at the Cardinal 39-yard line. Louisville showing blitz, and Kelly wants to change the play. Goes for the short pass, now pumps and throws deep, and overthrown, intended for Pickens. He just loves those 4-hour matches.
Well, for Kevin Gaines, you had to be worried a little bit throughout that island with Carl Pickens.
3rd and 5, huge play here. Hayden trying to get outside. He stopped short. Horse collared by Tom Cavallo. And now what does Johnny Majors do on 4th and 1 or 2?
I think Johnny punts. Tries to punt the inside the 20. Mike, you made a good point that just during the break that Louisville's no huddle also is increasing the opportunities they're going to have on the field because they're really using the clock.
Makes that 15 minutes extend to about 25. So now Schnellenberger declines the call, and Tom Hutton will punt from the line of scrimmage to the 37-yard line. Hutton, that left-footed kicker. Johnny Majors told us he only returned a punt against the left-footed kicker once and dropped it. And Hutton gets the good bounce, but now it's coming back all the way toward the 15-yard line. So it's a net of 21 yards, but Louisville will still start inside its own 20-yard line. Football in. They'll keep it on the ground. Dawkins gets, he may feel, he's only 39, he may feel like 60 by the time he gets out of it. There's the bomb. Brom to Brom, incomplete.
The other thing, if you're Johnny Majors right now, you're telling your offensive coordinator, run, crank up the run.
Now they got Pickens back there because Carter came off limping. They don't lose much in this trade-off. Wilmsmeyer bombs one. Pickens to 33. Again. He's gone. Wilmsmeyer will never catch it. Pickens, touchdown, Tennessee.
67 yards return by Pickens. Mike, sometimes you can out-kick your coverage, and that's exactly what happened on this play. Klaus Wilmsmeyer really got a spiral in deep distance, and you can see there's no coverage. He makes the first player miss, and then after that, he's got the sideline.
67 yards, and once he was out there, there's not a soul on that field that was going to catch him unless it was his teammate, Dale Carter. The point after is good, and the Volunteers of Tennessee, behind two huge plays from Carl Pickens, lead it 28-11.
A car is a car, and its sole reason for existence is to get you from point A to point B and back again. It won't make you handsome, or prettier, or younger, and if it improves your standing with the neighbors, then you live among snobs with distorted values. A car is steel, electronics, rubber, plastic, and glass. A machine. And in choosing one, the question should be, how long will it last? How well will it do the job? Could I get a comparable one for less? And do I like the way this machine feels and looks? And in the end, with an absence of marketing glamour about the automobile, may the best machine win. Subaru, what to drive.
Why can't they just love us for our minds?
Try Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down, to drink light yet satisfy completely. In fact, refreshment like this is almost...
Doubleheader Saturday, Wyoming against Colorado, 7:30 Eastern Time. What a beautiful place to see a football game. Volunteers leading the Cardinals. Tennessee kicking off with 10:49 to go in the game. And Pickens has been a real backbreaker tonight. Buchanan. Brought down at the 20. Down by 17. They need to make something happen. Brom under pressure. Sept at the 6-yard line. Kevin Mays 96, James Wilson 72 combined for the 5th sack for the Volunteers. Second and a gain of 2 on the last play to Dawkins. Brown scrambling for time as the flag down. Throws sideline, and Wiley, who made the big touchdown catch, has it out there, driven out of bounds as he crossed midfield. But the flag back in the area where you usually find holding.
We have a holding foul on Louisville at the flag.
Negates a big play. Second down and 24. Well, nothing's fair. Second and 24 for the Cardinals. Brown has been under a withering rush here. And is again sacked for the 6th time. And the 3rd sack of the night for Chuck Smith, the right defensive end. Smith had 4.5 sacks last year. He has 3 tonight. Played well and kept it reasonably close, and I think they have done that tonight, Mike. Wilmsmeyer, sky high. Fair catch signaled for. Made it the 42-yard line. By Pickens, and I'm sure the Louisville special teams very happy to see him signal fair catch. 7:36 to go in the game. Tennessee in command, 28-11.
The way to not win in tennis is to think too much about your opponent. Because in tennis, you don't just play the opponent. You've got to play the ball. It's how you play the ball that determines whether your shot is in or out. Whether the point is won or lost. Play the ball better than your opponent, and you'll play winning tennis. Now, you can play the ball and win with this double offer from Tennis Magazine. You'll receive a free half-hour video by Tennis Magazine instruction editor Vic Braden, plus a full year, 12 issues of Tennis Magazine. Call this number now and change the way you play tennis. What a combination. The How to Play Winning Tennis with Vic Braden video, plus the magazine that brings more instruction to more tennis players than any other. Call 800-521-2170 for a full year of Tennis Magazine plus the free video. Just $13.77. Call 800-521-2170 now.
Is your local team putting you to sleep? Well, wake up to the pennant chase on ESPN as Cecil Fielder leads the Tigers in their battle for the AL East title when they face the Athletics. Live on ESPN Friday Night Baseball.
Tonight on SportsCenter, Connors playing for a spot in the Open's Final Four. The Irish learn the fate of their quarterback. And Clemens in the clutch again for the Red Sox. Bob Lee, Dan Patrick, tonight on SportsCenter.
Tennessee in command, 28-11, 7:36 to go in the ballgame from Louisville, Kentucky. And the Volunteers starting to roll it up statistically with 360 yards in total offense. 5 turnovers, the only thing that's really slowed them down. Stewart, the tailback.
Guys, it's not good for Louisville. Offensive tackle Billy Bosworth has a severely sprained right ankle. They will tape it. He will not be back in. And defensive end Mel Mills has a slight concussion. He will play no longer tonight.
All right, Jerry, thanks very much. That's from slamming his 250-pound body into 300-pound offensive lineman all night. Louisville being worn down, a gallant effort. But physically, they cannot match Tennessee. Stewart hit in the backfield, got away, then tripped again. And the man who hit him twice, Joe Johnson, number 94, the red shirt freshman from St. Louis, Missouri. They're down 17 points, so they need 3 scores, and right now they only have 6.5 minutes to get them.
3rd and 11.
Kelly play action, wants to throw. Under pressure, Sept. Brian Hayes, the left defensive end, got to him. A little surprised by the call that they would even think about putting the ball up in the air, but they did. Coming up tonight, baseball tonight with Gary Miller, and then SportsCenter. Bob Lee and Dan Patrick, they'll bring you up to date on everything else that's going on in the world of sports. We invite you to stay tuned for that immediately following our telecast. Mike Patrick and Mike Gottfried with you, and Tom Hutton, the freshman from Memphis who apparently has won the punting job, is on to kick. Cannon is back, but they'll let the ball roll. It's down to 32. We've got a timeout on the field, and Tennessee continues to lead. The 11th-ranked Volunteers are up by 17.
The driver of this car adds something special to his motor oil. So does the driver of this car. They both use STP oil treatment for drivers on a racetrack or drivers on a fast track. STP.
Juice. Quiet, please.
Oh no, not here. When allergies come on this strong, Benadryl comes on stronger.
I can't tell you how it feels when you're way out there on your own tracking the bad guys. How it feels leading a skilled team that's the eyes and ears of the whole outfit. When all your training is coming alive. But finding those tanks and telling the air cavalry right where to hit them, I can tell you exactly how that feels.
On the surface, it's a perfect neighborhood. People care. They maintain their homes, their cars. But beneath the surface, there could be trouble brewing in the septic system. Ask anyone who's had a backup. Better to maintain your system. That includes Rid-X once a month. Rid-X is a scientific blend of superior digesters that help keep your system free-flowing. And regular maintenance, including Rid-X, helps prevent backup. Look beneath the surface. Use Rid-X once a month.
Tennessee leading by 17 with 5.5 minutes to go. The airship Shamu is with us tonight, piloting the blimp. Captains Alan Judd and Tony Stevenson. The cameraman this evening, George Shaftsman. That's what we need. ESPN needs its own airship. Wouldn't that be a nice way to get around? Of course, what is it, 10 miles an hour? We'd have to leave on Monday for a Thursday game. And you'd never get to wherever you are Saturday. Louisville running out of time, down by 17, takes over at its own 34.
On his field until it was too late.
He had his eyes on James Wilson. Of course, fatigue is also going to be a problem for Braun because he has done a lot of scrambling tonight.
Well, remember, they played last Saturday. This is a short week. This is a lot to ask. But when you play a game like that, it's an advantage because you get a game out of your way. But you have to compliment Tennessee. Tennessee has not made many mistakes tonight in their opening game.
Eric Watts out of Bixby, Oklahoma, the senior backup, was a graduate student in the MBA program. Got to get rid of the headset and get one of those hard hats, son. He says, I'm ready, coach. I don't know, as much as all kids want to play, I don't know if you want to commit in this situation.
Well, he knows one thing. He's watched the rush all night. Tennessee has been relentless on defense.
60 yards. And hit many, many times besides that, trying to deliver a pass. And obviously favoring his right leg. Dr. Jerry Punch will be down there checking with the medical staff on the Louisville sideline and will fill us in as soon as he can. And certainly hope for Louisville and Jeff Brom that this is just a minor injury and he'll be ready to go next week. 14 out of 25, 133 yards and a touchdown. Had several drops tonight, too. Third and 14. Dump it off to Dawkins and incomplete.
Louisville has a tough schedule. You see it right here. They have 10 days to prepare for Ohio State, which will be another tough game on the road. Then Southern Mississippi, Cincinnati at home, at Boston College, then Army on the road. So Louisville has a tough schedule. Virginia Tech, good football team. Florida State coming in here. At Memphis State, who beat Southern Cal, and you have that also. So they've got a tough schedule.
They've upgraded it every year. And Pickens is licking his chops waiting for another opportunity. He'll fair catch this one back at the 29 line. Pickens at the 29. But when you talk about tough schedules, all you have to do is look at Tennessee. UCLA is next, then Jackie Sherrill's Mississippi State squad. Look at this games in a row. Auburn, Florida, Alabama, both on the road, then you would have looked at the schedule at the beginning and say, well, Memphis State, at least we get a little bit of a breather, and then they go out and beat Southern Cal. Then you get to play Notre Dame, and it's rated the 10th toughest schedule in the nation. I said the other day, I would hate to see the other 9. Washington is rated as having the hardest schedule in the country. Aaron Hayden on the carry. Third and 8, 2:45 to go. Some outstanding looking tailbacks in the Tennessee program. This is Hayden on the delay. Cuts it outside, going for the first down marker. He has it. Raul Bino chased him out of bounds, but Tennessee will be able to keep the clock moving with another first down. There's only 2.5 left.
Surgeon here for the Louisville as examining the area in the right side of the lower leg, the fibula, the non-weight-bearing bone. Probably what they'll do is take him in the golf cart back to the dressing room. They'll put him in an ambulance, take him over to Audubon Hospital, Humana Hospital at Audubon, about 5 minutes away, and get an x-ray. They don't have x-ray equipment here, and Dr. Shea is standing by with us as he gives, let's grab Dr. Shea. Raymond, what's the status on Jeff Brom?
Jeff Brom appears to have a fracture of the right lateral malleolus, the small bone on the outside of the ankle. He went down, and when we went out there, he said, my ankle's broken. It's not your typical sprain. He's going in. He's in some pain. We're going to change him into some dry sweats, bring him over to the hospital, and get an x-ray.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shea. That's the right lateral malleolus. That's part of the fibula, as I said, the non-weight-bearing bone. A tough break for Jeff Brom.
Jerry, let me ask you a question. As a doctor, if that is the ultimate diagnosis, is that a season-ending injury?
Possibly not, depending upon how low the injury is. If it's right at the ankle, they may be able to do something as far as rehabbing him in, let's say, 5 or 6 weeks. If it's up in the mid-shaft, up toward the knee, and his looked like it was about halfway in between by the examination here on the bench, it could end this season, yes.
All right, Jerry, thanks very much. And, of course, a terrible turn of luck for the Louisville Cardinals. And when you're facing an upgraded schedule like they are, you can ill afford to lose your starting quarterback.
Well, I think Louisville will look to Marty Lowe, who's a freshman, true freshman from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and give him some work along with the senior and come up with a quarterback.
There is Lowe, the freshman who now all at once jumps to number 2 on the depth chart instead of number 3. We have a timeout on the field, 1:32 to go. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Sylvie Dagler, Canadian Olympic speed skater. Over the years, she's skated over 100,000 miles, done over 1 million sit-ups and 2 million leg lifts, almost all of it before most people get out of bed. But if you think she's tough, wait till you see the guys at the ticket window if you don't have your Visa card. Because once again, the Olympics don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Mel Allen here to tell you how to bring your dream to life and actually play big league ball with Bob Gibson, Hank Aaron, Steve Garvey, Jimmy Pearsall, Bob Feller, and many more at the authentic Major League Baseball All-Star Dream Week. Your chance to suit up and play with the greats of the game. A mild extravagance, but a dream come true. Call your favorite team or Major League Baseball All-Star Dream Week at 1-800-888-4376. 1-800-888-4376. How about that?
The #1 airline across the Pacific now spreads its wings with service to London's Heathrow Airport. United, come fly the friendly skies.
1:32 to go, and the night gets bleaker for the Louisville Cardinals as they lose their starting quarterback and several other players banged up. And the dominance of the 11th-ranked Volunteers is shown in the second half. They're up 28-11, trying to run out the clock here. Quarterback Keith Schuler in the game for Tennessee, and Schuler wants to throw and throws, skips one in there. The cleats in his right foot caught in the turf, and the ankle just gave, and that's the problem with this stuff. The more games I do, the more I hate artificial turf. 4th and 5, Tennessee will go for it. Stewart, first down, and Moore runs over one man, gets to the 20, to the 15, to the 13. 196 pounds on a 6'1 frame. And that is the end of the ball game. The biggest crowd in the history of Louisville football has seen its team hang in there but lose to 11th-ranked Tennessee. Our final score, Tennessee 28, Louisville 11. For Mike Godfrey, Jerry Punch, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Louisville. Sports Center is next.
Coming up on SportsCenter, we know who he is, but who is he? Would Pete repeat at the Open, or would the Courier deliver bad news? Bo got a hit, but Bo's teammate got hit. Oakland was in Detroit, but would the A's continue their slide in the West? One man can't replace the Rocket, so this year Notre Dame will rely on a group effort.
We call ourselves Afros as a group, America's finest receivers on Saturday.
A star-studded crowd turned out in Louisville as the Cardinals looked for volunteers. During the last 29 years, Don Shula has rarely been thrown for a loss. We will profile the future Hall of Fame coach. Mike Powell leaped over a legend and onto the pages of the record book.
I don't feel I have to break the record again, but if the situation calls for it, though, then I think that I will.
We will have those stories and more as we make the call to arms on SportsCenter next. Well, good evening. Welcome to the show. Along with Bob Lee, I'm Dan Patrick. And the last time Jimmy Connors won the U.S. Open was 1983. 8 years later, he continues to dream about winning his sixth title, and I think there are a few other folks dreaming along with him. Connors has become quite the curiosity. 300 fans showed up yesterday just to watch him practice.
He was practicing on the grandstand court, volleying back and forth with John Lloyd. You know, Jimmy Connors has created millions of brand-new tennis fans over the last 10 days. Reaching back somewhere into his long ago for a stirring array of shots, he has defied his 39 years and asked the 20,000 each time at the U.S. Tennis Center to actively lift him to the next level. Tonight, the quarterfinal for Jimbo against the 25-year-old Dutchman with a laser forehand, Paul Haarhuis. Haarhuis wasn't just playing Connors, he was playing the entire house tonight. Connors lost the first set, 6-4, but nobody knew exactly when and how this match would end, would they? Connors down a break, second set trying to break that. This is a heck of a point. That was a break point. He won the second set in the tie break. Now Connors in the third set, breaking the will of his opponent. Connors wins set number 3. Set 4, Jimmy serving for the match. Your eyes tell you it's happening. Your brain says it can't be, but your heart says it has. 4-6, 7-6 with the tiebreak. 6-4, 6-2. Jimmy Connors, who was the 1971 NCAA champ. You know, the guys who won the titles after him, Dick Stockton in 72, Sandy Mayer in 73, they played in the senior men's quarterfinals today at the U.S. Tennis Center. And Connors is going to the semifinals. 12 straight semi-champion appearances from 74 through 85. He is the second oldest man to ever play in the U.S. Open semifinals. Ken Rosewall, 10 months older back in 1974. And he will take on Jim Courier in the semis. It'll be his 14th U.S. Open semi. Nobody has won more matches at the U.S. Open, 112. And this incredible sleigh ride race through the emotions of an entire sporting nation continues for Jimmy Connors, and it looked at times easy for him tonight.
Now to baseball, and things were looking up for the last-placed Indians tonight.
He's unseated, and you saw the other names in his part of the bracketing go bye-bye. You sit there and look at the bracket and say, you know what? This son of a gun's got a chance, and he's making the most of it.
A reminder, if you are tuning in to see baseball tonight, don't worry, they'll be up as soon as we're through. We have plenty more on this edition of SportsCenter. The women's side of the U.S. Open draw pared down to their Final Four tonight. So did the men. Highlights of the defending champ when we come back. We will also take a closer look at the NFL's winningest active coach.
And if you're feeling a little void in your life, that can only mean you haven't had your nightly Bo update. We've got it next.
Whoa,
50 Studebaker.
Yeah.
Hey, we had one of these when I was a kid.
Weird.
Yeah. The other kids called it a stupid baker because it looked the same from the front as it did from the back.
And now it's a classic.
Right. Hey, I should buy it and put a sign on it that says, "Now who's stupid?"
Ah, why'd you put the sign on the front of the back?
Oh, cute.
Relax. You're among friends. Levi's 100% cotton Dockers.
Hey, do it yourself means you have to do it.
Yourself. That's the time to ask Ace.
The closet-made 58-inch wide closet organizer is $12.99 and insulate with Ace silicone sealant for $1.99 each.
Hey, Ace is a place. They need you guys.
Adidas Equipment, a new line of performance footwear.
Laura, I'm in Chicago and I'll be home in 2 hours. Everything went well, but it was a rough one. So it would mean a lot if you had dinner with me tonight. I called, but your line was busy, which is why I'm sending you this voice message. Ah, love in the age of technology. Oh, here's my train. Call me.
A service that keeps calling to get your message through is just one of the ways AT&T can help you. It's all in the cards. How can we help you?
Perhaps you're losing a little money on annual credit card fees. Perhaps you should use the card that charges no annual fee. And keep your money where it belongs. It pays to discover.
ESPN SportsCenter is brought to you by Levi's Dockers. Relax. You're among friends.
In our lead story tonight, Jimmy Connors in 4 sets over Paul Harhuis of the Netherlands, moving on now to the finals of the U.S., I should say the semifinals of the U.S. Open, with that 4-set victory coming along a little bit later in SportsCenter, one-on-one. Robin Roberts chatting with Jimmy Connors, who, at the age of 39, into that semifinal, the second oldest man to ever make the U.S. Open semifinal.